My name is David, not David. David. That's what my family has always called me. That's who I've always been. I remember going into kindergarten, my parents were determined that I knew how to read and write before school started. So, of course, they started with my name and they wrote David. And I was like, absolutely not. That's not my name. My name is David. David Ariel Correa. At least that's what it sounded like to 4-year-old me. There was no way that those 5 letters made up David. Now I have the entire family in the kitchen. Aunts, uncles, cousins, brother, sister, mother, father, grandparents, trying to explain the difference between the English and the Spanish alphabet, all at the same time. It was chaos. If you're Latino, you get it. I start school. First day, my teacher says, "Hi, David." I had zero fear, corrected her, and I said, "It's David. It is spelled the same, but pronounced differently." My mother was like, "I did a good job." She accepted it. The kids accepted it. Every year after that was the same routine. The teacher would call off my name, say it incorrectly. I would correct them. Sometimes even the kids would help and correct them until the 4th grade. That is when everything changed. I corrected my teacher as I did every year, but this was different. She replied with, "No, in this class, your name is David. We are in America." I literally felt the air come out of me. She was my first bully that I could remember. And she opened the door to so many other bullies that followed. I was still David at home, but in school, I was David. I stopped correcting people. That's when I learned to shrink. That was the year that I started to get bullied. First, it started with my name, but then when that got old, kids made fun of me for being gay. Before I even understood what it meant, before they probably understood what it meant. Once your confidence cracks, ooh, those snot-nosed kids, they could smell it. It was safer if I just stayed David. I did that all the way through college. Even now, when I pronounce it for people and I say David, full-on adults make jokes. Ooh, you're so fancy. Or they start speaking to me in a weird accent. 1, I am fancy, but not because of my name. 2, I don't need the accent. My dad has an accent. I'm used to them. I've taken my name back. That decision was the start to unshrinking. That's why in my career, I refuse to go back to David just because it's easier to read off of a teleprompter. Why would I shrink myself for someone else's convenience? David up to speed. Because every time I say it the right way, I'm choosing myself. Doesn't it just sound better? David up to speed. That 4-year-old in the kitchen would be so proud, and that 4th grader would be very thankful. All that to say, do what would make 4-year-old you proud.